Welcome back to Shipland, everyone. This is Ace. Today I wanted to find out how much will $1 billion SHIB be worth by December and potentially beyond. Now, as usual, this is just a simulation. It's not a prediction. The difference between a simulation and prediction is a forecast of what's going to happen. Simulation is just, typically for me, it's just replicating past conditions, but I superimposed current data just so we can it's kind of like a what if scenario. So I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Treat my videos as information and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so now we're going to do 1 billion SHIB. So to make this go fast, I've already pre-prepared leash. So I'm going to assume anyone who has a billion in SHIB also holds leash and bone. So I'll assume 2 leash is what you currently hold, and that's the current price at the moment at 2,000. And I will assume you own at least twice as much bone as I have, so I'm going to put you at 2.5. Maybe I should put it as more, but I'll just leave it at that. At the moment, 52% of bone has been minted, so it's roughly 130 million, and that is the current price of bone at the moment. And before the chart is updated, I haven't put SHIB yet. This is how much it is. As in, this is your amount. So I'm gonna buy 1 billion worth of SHIB. Let's quickly go to the market. So that's our price there, 8093, and let's try buy 1 billion of that. So I'm just gonna go to my bank, and we're gonna buy 0.8093. I'm gonna buy 1 billion of that. That's 1 billion, so that's about 8,000, 8093. So 1 billion SHIB is about 8093. Probably less fees. Okay, so it's gone red just a little bit, probably because I haven't put. So the reality will probably be something like that, because you'll probably pay fees on your exchange and stuff. Okay, cool. So that's 1 billion SHIB. I haven't adjusted this price because it's not that much different to what we're going for, so it should be materially okay. So what we do next? Let's just have a quick look at the markets. As you know, the markets are Bitcoin is pumping at 47, and it's definitely doing well at the moment, as so is Ethereum. Both of them are up 5% in the past 24 hours, and probably an average of 10% between them within the past 7 days. The global market cap is 1.9 trillion. It did pass 2 trillion before, and that is filtered through to most of the market. As you see, we are a sea of green at the moment, including Shiba Inu, which is over here. I'll also show you what this assumption will be based on. The fear and greed index is high at the moment. It's the highest I've seen it this week. It's at 76, and the fear and greed index treats that as extreme greed. So there's a lot of people buying and a lot of people FOMOing in right now, which is contributing to that increase. And our assumption is going to be based on the projected price of Bitcoin as the months go on. We are actually Bitcoin is undervalued at the moment, and if this is correct, this means that Bitcoin is rallying up towards its expected stock to flow rate, at least by the time we get to December. So we're going to be basing our assumptions heavily on that. Okay, cool. So let's head to the calculators. So as you know, in my previous assumption, in order for us to get to at least 100K, we're going to have to move at 280 billion a month for Bitcoin. So this puts Bitcoin at about 62 at the current trajectory. In order to get there, it needs to get end September at least 62. And when that happens, it would have passed $1 trillion in market cap alone. And this obviously has a flow-on effect to other altcoins. And incidentally, as I said in my previous video, this is close to its previous all-time high. And let's see what effect that has on Shiba Inu. So I'm just going to go here. So for Shiba Inu, I personally believe that by the time it gets to September, we would have got additional listing. Definitely Webull, as I said in my previous video, Webull is already in testing phase, and I've seen some screenshots of people having done test purchases. So we should see that definitely, if not in the next few days, within August. But the big one is definitely Coinbase, which if the fact that it hasn't happened by now is surprises a lot of us. So I'll put that as a factor to contribute to at least us doubling by September. So it should be 6. But with if Bitcoin is burning, I would like to say that we could at least be 10 billion at that stage. So I'm going to add 7. I'm going to add 7 at this stage, and I'll leave it at that. And so your 8,000 is now worth 25,000, which is really good. So we're just going to pump that again. Let's see what we can do. Also, the reason why, well, Coinbase has a really big base, so we definitely expect a spike of new holders there of different categories. So let's just see what that'll mean. So let's go back quickly to Bitcoin. We're gonna see we're gonna increase its average. It's expected to reach an all-time high of something above from its previous all-time high of 65,000 and into the 70s in the month of October, if it's to reach an all-time high of 100K by December. So this will be the month of parabolic activity in the crypto sphere. So at the very least, Shiba Inu is most probably expected to be riding waves alongside Dogecoin, because Doge will typically do well if the market overall is doing well. So, and if we can get attention alongside Doge, which we most probably will, because we're known as the Dogecoin killer, but we're looking a whole lot different than we were in the month of May. So I'm going to put us at this stage. Let's just say 14 was our all-time high. I will add 15 bill because we've got a lot more. So okay, cool. So at this stage, your 8 grand or 1 billion worth of SHIB will probably be worth 63,000. So that's pretty cool at this stage. And I'm going to burn 1% of SHIB, because between now and then, we're probably going to expect a few more listings to take place, and yeah, we'll see what that does. So now that I've burnt that, let's see what else we can move to. I'll probably try and adjust leash. So leash at this stage, there's no reason that I'll just jump us straight to October where we are. There's no reason why leash would not have reached at least its all-time high. So its leash's all-time high was about 5,000. Let's see what this takes us. So 3,000. Okay, cool. You know what? I'll be conservative. I'll put leash at 3,000. I may even change that one into a 2. We'll put leash at this stage. Now, this is entirely possible because leash has now additional utility compared to what it has then. Leash has been included in a burn facility, in a burn mechanism, and it also has additional utility coming up, being a governance token. I think even for, I mean, being the token for which governs Shibarium, I think, something like that. So I will do that, and I will burn at least 1% of leash as well. So your leash is going to be worth 8.8, which might seem like a lot right now, but for those of you who bought leash when it was high, you may be close to breaking even round about this point. Cool. And I know I haven't touched Bone. Bone is very hard to predict because it's a new token, and of all the tokens, it's actually least known. It's least known, it's least held, but it also, strangely enough, it actually makes the most because of people, anyone who was in the liquidity event. Yeah, typically a lot of the gains which hedged any losses came from Bone. So by September, I would say maybe 56% would have been minted, maybe 50, 57. I'll put at that stage. So maybe we'll be at this stage. No, I'll still put it at 50, yeah, 58%. 145 would have been minted, and I personally would like to see it hold on to um, at least $2.50, I think. So that's still quite high compared to what it is now. It's also going to be hard for Bone to keep its value because it continues to be minted, and so that has a inflationary pressure. As it continues to go up, it has an inflationary pressure. So unless people are buying more Bone or using more DeFi functions, this it's going to be hard for it to push beyond even $4. But still, that's okay because most of us who earned Bone, you literally you earned Bone. We didn't buy it. We earned it. So you now have close to 10 grand at this stage. And I probably won't touch too much on Bone because I don't want to over speculate. Okay, cool. So what's going to happen in the month of November in this simulation? So at this stage, the if you know, Bitcoin will obviously be dominating headlines, and attention will come onto cryptocurrency in general. And a lot of the big gainers in this area tend to be, when new market entrants come, they're going to look for low value. Anything with a lot of zeros is very attractive to people who start in crypto. That's actually one of the reasons why um, Doge continues to hold so well. So they are still a top 10 coin, and we're just at the beginning of this bull run. They hold 37 billion in market cap, and they're doing better than even Polkadot and Uniswap and a lot of these other and even Link. And that's just based purely on community. That's one of the advantages which Shiba Inu is going to have. It's going to have, a bit of that meme factor, and big community, and also a lot of zeros. New people love to see a lot of zeros. So anyway, I talk too much. Let's move onto here. So that's going to contribute quite a bit. So if Doge were to be approaching its all-time high, I'm going to add at the very least 15 billion as well in November. Cool. So that takes us to 40, and I'm going to burn a further 1% of SHIB. So anyone 1 billion could possibly be worth 100,000 at that time, and I will marginally increase leash. Maybe I'll just put that till December to at least 5,000. I honestly don't see why leash can't reach. Okay, we'll pump it, and I'll tell you why a bit later. I think leash will do well a lot more in the new year rather than in this year. But for now, I'll just leave it as it is. So that's where we'll be at. Let's just say let's say December. And if SHIB reaches this, that's actually really good because it's higher than a lot of people would have projected. But once again, this is just a simulation. It's me having some fun with some numbers, and I personally would be happy to see us at 0.001, which is really good. So let's see if I can try and push a little bit beyond, just like I did with the other simulation. So additional things which are good about Shiba Inu is we are expecting Shibarium. So once Shibarium comes in, that's going to make our decentralized finance application a lot more attractive. So if there's a video I want to do which shows you guys exactly how well some people, particularly people who have who dig and bury and woof and provide liquidity, they tend to be doing well, particularly because of the large balances. So people who tend to have 1 billion and more probably still earn rewards from woof pools and stuff. So okay, cool. So what else did I want to add? So okay, because of that, because of Shibarium, that it'll definitely become a lot more attractive, and that might attract a lot more people to come in and start using the DeFi protocols. And when that happens, they'll have to buy high yield pairs, and all high yield pairs typically have SHIB in them. For example, SHIB ETH and SHIB Bone, or leash ETH and leash. Is there a leash Bone pair? Maybe there's another leash pair. and that should drive the price of those up quite a bit. And typically people who use DeFi, they tend to hold their balances in there for quite long. So that would mean that um, other big holders, these balances will be able to hold quite well, particularly leash, which not a lot of people have. So I could put leash at, I don't know, let's just say February. I'd be happy if leash got to 10 grand. So I'll just leave it there, and I'll burn maybe 3% of leash, which puts it at about 10 grand. So if you have two leash, that'll be 20 grand. So for February, a lot of good things coming for Shiba Inu. At this stage, it will definitely be definitely will probably gain from media attention, because Doge is definitely very well known. And if there's this Dogecoin killer with a lot more muscle, it's likely we will surf any wave which is thrown because of Dogecoin. And if Dogecoin could hit 90 and we are still at 40, look, I would be surprised if we can't get there. So I'm going to give us 20 billion by February. And obviously, guys, this is just a simulation. It's me just having fun. We all have the same hope for Shiba Inu. So if you guys have any better assumptions, just let me know, and I can certainly chuck them into the simulation, and we'll see how that turns out. So I'm probably going to leave it at that for this stage. So it's probably my sort of view is, at least according to the stock to flow model, after December, it's like Bitcoin is projected to remain fairly flat for a long time, at least until the next halving. Because as you know, every 4 years the price gets halved, and when that halving happens, that's when the spike has happened. So recently, the halving has happened in the middle of 2020. Then we had our first spike. So it's likely that the same conditions which happened between 2013 and 2016, where we had two spikes, is going to happen. So we've just experienced the first spike, and we're heading towards what is likely to be the second spike, in my opinion. And I'm not going to project anything beyond that. And personally, I'll be happy if Shiba Inu got to this stage. At least it's not bad for a first year and a half, and it's probably a sign for good things to come in. Okay, let's see what your final portfolio would look like. It's likely that anyone who holds a billion, you'd probably be earning between 50 and 100 bone. I don't know, maybe even less. So I'll give you 750 bone, 2,750, maybe even 3,000. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll put 3,000 down, because typically anyone with billion, they tend to hold to use most of Shiba Swap. Okay, cool. Let's see what that looks like for you now. Cool. So most of your gains in this will be from Shiba Inu. Your portfolio would be at least 180, and yeah. So that's it, and that's just the simulation, guys. As I said before, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.